Всем привет, с вами Леонид Бугаев, автор книги «Мобильный маркетинг». Сегодня в гостях у нас Марсель Питрич, компания «Эксперт». Мы будем говорить про мобильную рекламу и про возможности ее использования. Hi Marcel, what's your point of view on the topic of mobile advertising? Who can buy it right now? And what's your ideal customer right now in this year?
Yeah, Expert is an automated software solution for people who advertise on, for example, Yandex Direct or Google AdWords. And what it actually does is it hooks into this account and is something like an autopilot. So it manages all the bidding that you have to do on the keywords and placements within your search advertising account. And let's say the specialty about it is it's a prognosis software coming from the financial markets. So we are actually a statistical company, and it's placing the bids on each keyword automatically. So what it helps people is to make their advertising more profitable without them needing to do anything. They just have to press optimize, and then the software takes over and does everything.
Your ideal client is the person who already knows how to advertise on keywords.
Yes.
And when he wants to spend the money more wisely.
Exactly. That's perfectly right. Typically our clients are e-commerce companies, so companies who have defined a conversion event on their website, for example a sale or newsletter registration, and the second important thing is that they have to know the value of this conversion. They have to have an idea of this conversion, because what the software is doing, it's trying to maximize the profit of the client by on one side say reducing the costs, and on the other side increasing the number of conversions. And let's say the trick is that it's doing this on an intraday basis, so it's placing bids on each keyword more than 6 times per day, so that you can adapt to the shopping behavior of the customer. They might shop differently in the morning than they do in the evening, or on the weekend the conversion rate might be better than during weekdays, and this is what the software is automatically doing. So the only precondition is actually you have a Google AdWords account or a Yandex Direct account. You use Yandex Metrica or Google Conversion Tracking, and then you just log into our software, and connection is done in the background via the API.
Could you describe what people looking for in mobile, for example, when they search something? Is it differ from the traditional desktop search?
Definitely. I mean, what we see with clients is, and this is something why we make the bidding intraday, that the shopping behavior is different over the time, and also the device that is used for shopping is different. And especially with mobile, you have like 3 things that you have to take into account. It's location. So I would say the most important thing and the biggest advantage of the mobile phone, because it changes always. You have the time of the day, and you have the device. So what we know, for example, from the app stores is that people who use an iPhone tend to spend more money in the, let's say, Apple Store world than the customers that you have on Android. And this is also something that you can see in real life, that people's shopping behavior or shopping basket values are different depending on the device type that they have.
You mentioned the Android and iOS devices, the tablets, for example. Is it our world, or where you can put the tablets in this world? Is it mobile device?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Actually, let's say, since our software is only using variables or data points, we don't care if it's desktop, tablet or mobile. It's just another, let's say, variable which has a certain factor in it, but that's it. So for us, it doesn't really play a role. What, let's say, how do you say, like if it's a desktop, tablet or mobile. We just use the different factors. And to answer your question, I would see tablet really in between, because sometimes you move around with it, but I normally use my tablet at home in front of the TV.
Could you describe the ideal way to help the customer to find something in the mobile world, in online or shopping? Well, could you describe the best the best consumer who can say thank you for your job, for example?
You mean for our software?
Yeah.
I mean, the client actually doesn't, or let's say our clients are B2B, so our companies which serve their clients again, and I think their clients will, let's say, see the effects of our software by getting more relevant advertising, because our clients don't waste money. They only, let's say, present the advertising to the ones which apparently have an interest in what they have to sell. So that's basically how the client might be happy, but he doesn't know.
Let's say I'm looking for the old one, Porsche 911, for example, and using your search tools, I can find my car of dream, for example, and your client, for example, the company who sells the rare cars, could spend more efficiently their budget on me as a client.
Exactly.
Looking for
Exactly. If you do like a search on Yandex, for example, for a Porsche 911, then you will not get, for example, BMW M3, for example, presented, or maybe even a Volkswagen Golf, which doesn't make sense. And that's actually where most people waste money. That they don't use like the targeting technologies, and even worse on the mobile, you have to take into account time, location and device, otherwise you just waste money.
From your point, is it possible to use remarketing in mobile?
Yes, definitely. That's a great tool. I mean, remarketing is something which is kind of difficult if you're switching between devices, because most of the time, let's say the advertiser doesn't know that you visited his website on the desktop already, and then afterwards you might visit it again on the tablet and on the mobile, and normally the advertiser doesn't know. There are techniques out there already where you can measure that, but it's still, let's say, in the beginning, kind of, it's hard to see that it's not 3 people visiting the website, but just one, and that's something where we have to look into the technology, but especially the search engine companies are very good at that and in following them. If you think of Yandex, for example, you will most likely have a mail account maybe with Yandex, and so they see, okay, this person with this and that mail account logged in via the mobile phone and also on the desktop, so then they know, okay, it's just one person using 2 devices.
Which companies you interested most of talking about the next technological advance improvement, like Google or Facebook or Yandex or something? Is it I don't know, dedicated person in your team who looking for new partnerships, for example?
Yeah, we are targeting, or let's say for partnerships, we are looking for the large companies, the large advertising platforms. And you mentioned already Yandex, Google, and Facebook is kind of next on the roadmap. And what we are also looking into is all the real-time bidding, because let's say from the nature of, or the history of our company, we used to do currency trading software for banks, so it's like a natural fit that we will also do real-time bidding on the different platforms. And I mean, Facebook is for us the most important one, and we are also looking at others, like for example in China we are looking at Baidu. So we're trying to expand the network there to help our clients to be successful on all these platforms very easily.
Which one advice you can give to mobile developer, the person who can create the ideal product and change the world?
I mean, from a personal perspective, I've been in mobile for like 10, 12 years now. I've seen a lot of applications, and the main problem I normally have is usability. So if you're a developer, I mean, first of all, you need to build a software which makes sense, which is solving a problem, and not just a technical thing, which is where you have to find the problem afterwards. So find the problem first, solve it with the software, but make a great UI, because otherwise, and nowadays you have like 10 competitors instantly. If you're not the one with the best UI, they will not use your software but the other one.
So usability, that's the key
Definitely.
in your site. Обращайте внимание, пожалуйста, на юзабилити, на то, как хорошо и удобно пользоваться вашими приложениями. Даже если вы только начинаете путь к созданию вашего приложения мечты, сначала задумайтесь о успешности его с точки зрения пользования, и в этом случае вас будет ждать успех. Надеюсь, что он будет ждать вас до тех пор, пока вы его добьетесь. Увидимся в новых выпусках и до встречи.
Goodbye and thanks a lot.